I just had much more fortitude, not only in interactions with others, but in interactions with myself as well.
It eased all of my fears. It made me feel at ease. I felt confident. When I went into the hospital, I didn't have racing heart. I didn't feel nauseous, which is how I would have felt otherwise.
All of a sudden, people were coming up to me and saying, "Oh, you've got this, always have this peaceful, calm aura about you. You know, what do you do?"
I was facing surgery where my jaws were going to be cut and a spacer put in and my jaw moved forward and up. I was petrified about having the surgery. I was afraid I was going to die. It was just way too much for me to think about because I had braces for a year. And that's after the braces for a year, then I had to schedule the surgery. So I knew 3 months ahead of time that I was going to have the surgery. And it was never out of my mind. Never for a second when I was awake, regardless of everything else I was doing. It was never out of my mind that I was going to have general anesthesia. And I was scared to death about that. And I talked to you about it. I talked endlessly to my friends and to Scotty. And I was so nervous. And even my doctor said, "You don't have to be nervous. It's okay. I've done this 1,000 million times. You'll be fine." That wasn't enough. But after I listened to your product, after I listened every night for 3 weeks before the surgery, I was so absolutely calm. I wasn't afraid anymore. I just felt like, well, I can do this. I can do this. It's just, okay, it's not something I've done before, but I'm not afraid of it. And I could have never done that. Never. Without that.
But the moment I put on the headphones to your recording, it was like, I was just like, you know, this, next. I was just on a roll. I was doing stuff. And so that was the start. And from there, I became very, very assertive. And I remember still going to sleep with that at night, putting on the headphones and going, you know, lying down to go to sleep. And my husband would roll over and look at me because I all of a sudden I'd just break out laughing. And I couldn't stop. It was just like, just pure, just laughter. It was just beautiful. And it's like something in the tape just sort of like touched some sort of like trigger in my mind that was just full of like joyful elation. It was just kind of fun.
And then I said, the reason I contact you is because I didn't pass the test twice.
Right.
Okay, because my English.
Right.
In that time, I was frustrated, and then I come to you, and I asked for the CDs. It's a life and health very hard test. Okay, and by the way, in that room was like 50 people. No, I was seeing everybody that was getting out because it was too, what is it, too strong? What can I say? Hard, very hard. But only 3 of us stayed there, and I was answering very easy the questions, and I passed the test. For a month and a half, okay, I felt in studying course, I feel secure, and I asked the day to do the test again. And when it was my surprise, that playing with the questions, I answered, and I went to see my results, and I was passing the score with 90%.
First started using the products, I mean, I was 14, and so I was still a teenager, and so I was still, my personality and my thought processes were still developing to a certain extent. But that being said, I think having listened to the product, especially at what I would call a young age, I became more assertive and more headstrong, and I had much more fortitude with everything. If I were to listen to another product, I know that I'm extremely confident that it would end up working, because I saw what the first product did for me when I was so young. If somebody's on the fence about it, they should end up doing it, and they should end up figuring out what goals they want. They should write them down, get a custom CD, go and get the CD made, and they'll achieve their goals. That's what I would say to somebody who's on the fence about it.
And because right now, you know, I bought my house, I have my Lexus, I have.
You have a Lexus now?
Yep.
Ooh, excuse me. Boy, I'm telling you, you're moving up in the world, patrona.
I'm the patrona.